Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Viv.
Good evening, 4D. Good evening, Bronze.
It is Thursday, the 9th of July, 2026, Dawn of Teacup, episode 72. And this week's episode is brought to you by the chemical element hafnium, which has the atomic number of 72 and the symbol HF. And once again, I have no idea what hafnium is. I've never heard of it. I'm guessing neither of you. Not too many interesting facts about 72, except one little news article I saw from back in 2023, I think it was, in Edinburgh. If you've ever been to Edinburgh, you have Edinburgh Castle right up on the top of the hill, and the one road which leads straight up to it is called the Royal Mile. And there was some report about people complaining that the Royal Mile now has too many tourist gift shops. And at the time of the article, that number was 72.
Right.
Ooh.
Most of them are fronts for money laundering and whatever criminal activity. But 72 gift shops. Have you been to Edinburgh?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know the Royal Mile. I guess it's approximately a mile long, but it's just the straight road which leads right up to the castle. 72 gift shops. That is quite a lot. I've got to say, 72.
I suppose so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, I'll try and rush through these on this interesting events from 1972. It was getting a bit long, which was eating up our time. So I'll try and whittle it down a bit. But there were quite a few interesting events in 1972. January 4th, the first scientific handheld calculator was introduced, the HP 35. Price US dollars, $395 for a handheld calculator.
Wow.
Sure.
January 20th, Pakistan begins their nuclear weapons program. This one I like. I love these stories. January 24th, Japanese soldier Soichi Yokoi is discovered in Guam. He has spent 28 years in the jungle, having failed to surrender after World War II.
I remember that story, hearing about that story, yeah.
I don't think he was the only one. I think there were several of them that they found. But 28 years hiding in... I mean, Guam, it's only... it's a small island. It's a really small island. So I kind of wonder about whether he knew the war had ended and he decided just not to go for it, or he didn't realise. But... he's surviving in the jungle, I guess, and how he managed to feed himself for 28 years is quite incredible.
Yeah.
Here's another crazy story. There was quite a lot of air crashes in 1972 as well, recorded ones which I read. This one's probably about one of the craziest. A Yugoslavian air stewardess, Vesna Vulovic, is the only survivor when her plane crashes in Czechoslovakia. She survives. She was in the tail section of the aircraft, and she survives after falling over 33,000 feet.
My God.
God, how is that even possible? How did she survive?
Yeah, I know. Incredible, eh? I bet she went and did the lottery after surviving that one. January 30th, 72. As you mentioned last week, 71 was a pretty bad year for the events happening in Northern Ireland. 72 was, by the looks of it, quite a lot worse. A lot of killings, but probably the most famous event was Bloody Sunday on January 30th, when the British Army killed 11 unarmed civil rights marchers in Derry, Northern Ireland. February 17th, the Volkswagen Beetle sales exceed those of the Ford Model T. And the 15 millionth, 7,000th, and 34th Beetle is produced.
Right.
18th of February, California Supreme Court abolishes the death penalty. February 21st, President Nixon, US President Richard Nixon, makes an unprecedented eight-day visit to the People's Republic of China. March 28th, 1972, 3 Mile Island nuclear power plant in Pennsylvania experienced a partial meltdown, one of its reactors. What was the film about that? Was that China Syndrome? Was that the 3 Mile Island film?
I think it might have been, yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. May 2nd, 72, J. Edgar Hoover, first director of the FBI, dies. June the 8th, a lot of stuff with the Vietnam War, but this is probably quite a well-known thing. Associated Press photographer Nick Ut takes his Pulitzer Prize-winning photograph of a naked 9-year-old Fanti Kim Phuc running down a road after being burned by napalm. I think we've all seen that picture, haven't we?
Yeah.
26th of August, the Olympic Games in Munich begin. And then, sadly, in September, there was the Munich massacre where 11 Israeli athletes were taken hostage by a Palestinian terrorist group. And the botched rescue attempt ended up not only killing them, but having all the hostages executed. And a policeman also died. So they really screwed that one up. October 1st, Alex Comfort's best-selling manual, The Joy of Sex, is published.
I often say that was literally how I got my sex education. My dad threw that book at me and said, "Look at that." And I often say, at my young age, it kind of scared me. I didn't really understand. You know, I looked at and I'm dyslexic. I looked at the pictures. And that was quite a scary book.
Yeah, I've never actually read that book. So, yeah. So that was 72. What's this one here? Oh, yeah, this another event which was dramatized in film. Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 passenger aircraft transporting a rugby union team crashes about 14,000 feet in the Andes mountain range. 16 of the survivors are found alive December 20th, but they have to resort to cannibalism to survive. Pretty grim. That film was Alive, I think. The one that
I was just going to say that was the famous film, wasn't it? Yeah.
Is a crazy one. France, November 28th. The last executions in Paris. Roger Bontemps and Claude Buffet, the Clairvaux mutineers, are guillotined at Le Santé prison. So they were still using the guillotine in France up till 1972. Executions. That's incredible. Incredible. There was also 72 is also the year of when the Watergate scandal broke. And here's another air crash story which is connected to that. United Airlines Flight 553 crashes short of a runway in Chicago, killing 43 of 61 passengers and 2 people on the ground. A day later, over $10,000 in cash is found in the purse of a wife of a Watergate conspirator, Howard Hunt, who was on board. Makes me think of the 7 out of 10 air crashes, as he talks about. December 14th. Here you go. We all know who's the first man to walk on the moon. Do we know who was the last man to walk on the moon?
Sting, wasn't it?
Yeah, good effort.
Do you know? I'm sure this was recently. Someone was talking about this, but I cannot remember.
Yeah, it was the last Apollo mission, Apollo 17. And the last man to walk on the moon was one of the crew, Eugene Cernan.
Yeah, I would not have remembered that. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, here's a bit of a dubious one. December 28th, the bones of Nazi Party official Martin Bormann are discovered in Berlin during construction work. How the hell they knew they were Martin Bormann's bones, I haven't got a clue. But apparently that is so. But he actually equivocally did not escape to South America.
Okay.
There you go.
Good.
Condensed
Nice.
1972.
Well, with this day in history, I don't normally do birthdays, deaths, and I certainly don't do famous marriages. But this day in history, not marriages, divorces. But there's a famous divorce for this day in history, and that's 1540. King Henry VIII annuls his 6-month marriage to his 4th wife, Anne of Cleves, on the grounds of non-consummation and her pre-contract to Francis of Lorraine.
Okay.
I thought I'd throw that in just because it's Henry VIII. We know about his escapades as a womanizer. This day in history, in 1672, William III takes the oath of stadtholder for the states of Holland. So, am I right in saying that's back to our William of Orange guy, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's when he took. I'm guessing stadtholder means their version of in charge of Holland, was it?
I should imagine that's stateholder. I guess.
Stateholder, yeah.
Wrong. I don't speak Dutch. I don't speak the Dutchy, but
another one. This day in history, 1745. French ships carrying Bonnie Prince Charlie to Scotland, the Tiali and the Elizabeth battle HMS Lion, eventually escaping with 107 killed on both sides.
Yeah.
This day in history, 1776, of course, US Declaration of Independence is read to George Washington's troops in New York.
Yep. And good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. So that was 1776. Then we're into 1867. An unsuccessful expedition led by E.D. Young sets out to search for Dr. David Livingstone, the Scottish missionary and explorer. Again, I remember hearing the stories about that as well, but I don't really know much about it at all.
All I know about him is Dr. Livingstone. Yeah, he was the one who went into the African jungles. He was an explorer, the missionary. Yeah, went to spread Christianity, I presume. And the famous he met. I can't remember who it was now. He met. Was it Gladstone? Somebody in the
Stanley.
Stanley. Stanley. And it was Dr. Livingstone. Dr. Livingstone, I presume, was the famous quote when he met him.
Yeah. Then we're into this day in history. This is a great one. In 1900, the Commonwealth of Australia is established by the British House of Commons. So there's another big one for today in history. And then we've got this day in 1947, the engagement of Britain's Princess Elizabeth and Lieutenant Philip Mountbatten.
Okay. Phil the Greek.
Phil the Greek, yeah, yep. This day...
She was actually...
Go on.
Sorry, yeah. Carry on. Go on, sorry.
1955, the Russell Einstein Manifesto is released by Bertrand Russell in London on the need to avoid nuclear war. I don't know why they thought that was a problem. But it took them till 1955 to sort of do the manifesto. Now, where did I go from there? This day in history, 2001, the mockumentary, and I just like that as a word, the mockumentary The Office, created by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant and starring Ricky Gervais and Martin Freeman, premieres on BBC Two in the UK. So that was back in 2001.
Oh,
so long ago.
So long ago.
I think that initially suffered the same fate that Fawlty Towers did. It had really low ratings to begin with. People just didn't pick up on it at first. And
that's right. He always says it was the second season that saved him. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a slow burner. But now it's considered, probably pretty much alongside Fawlty Towers as one of the best British sitcoms ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Again, I absolutely adore his comedy. I find him hilarious. Yeah. This day in history in 2018, so we're getting pretty close to not that long ago, Jeremy Hunt is appointed UK Foreign Secretary after Boris Johnson resigns in protest after Theresa May takes a softer Brexit stance.
Jeez. Yeah.
So that was this day in 2018, and that's it. That took us up to it. Yeah.
Well, have you heard the rumours about Boris Johnson? He's planning a comeback. As if we needed that.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. There's rumours that he's planning to try and make a comeback. It's like he can just F off to the pit of hell for the rest of eternity, as far as I'm concerned.
They never give
I
up,
really
do
don't
they?
think these people realise how hated they are. They really don't, do they?
Well, yeah, it seems to be the current trend these days that they just don't care about public opinion anymore. They just think, well, I can do it, so I'm going to do it, you know, and the rest of you be damned. It seems they're doing that everywhere these days. They don't care what people think anymore.
Exactly right. I was thinking that the other day.
Yeah. So, yeah. I suppose the prevalent news over here at the moment is the Clacton by-election.
You know, it's wonderful. I'm glad. I wanted to start with Binface. It's really crazy at the moment because Binface has now been demasked, if you will. I don't know if you've seen that.
I saw that. Yeah, a guy called, I think his name's John Harvey or something like that, isn't he?
That's it. I think you're right. Yeah, I think.
He used to work for he's a comedy writer. He used to work for the BBC. Apparently, he's a bit of a Corbynista. So, you know,
complete lefty tosspot. Apparently, yeah, writes for Ian Hislop and sort of those sort of comedy stuff on TV.
Yeah. But it's just farcical, isn't it? Because I mean, you're talking about Count Binface, who's the joke candidate in British politics, and Farage, because he's had all these allegations about all this, you know, undeclared financial donations and this, and he's getting loads of heat from the press. And he's really kind of starting to crack as well. And so he threw a big strop and he came out. He said, right, I'm resigning as an MP and I'm calling a by-election in my constituency, and hoping he could kind of pull one over on everybody. But none of the other parties said they were going to stand, except Count Binface. So it's Farage versus Count Binface. It's an absolute joke. He's just looking like an idiot. He's completely shot himself in.
Yeah, it's a joke. You're right, but there's apparently I was just finishing with Dan Wootton. I was listening to what he was saying, that this guy comes from a lot of money, and the hilarious backfire here is that the left could all unite because they're not going to vote. They don't want to vote for Farage, and this could be a massive fuck you vote, and this complete tosspot could actually get into win the seat. What a shot in the foot that would be if that's what happens. And also, apparently, believe it or not, they've had to ask the Speaker of the House, if he did get elected, would he have to take his suit off? And apparently, it's come back that, excuse me, because in his manifesto he's down as Count Binface, and because that's the character he's made, if he won, he would have to go into Parliament with his Binface on. So apparently it's caused this massive argument, because they've even got to the point of saying, well, what happens if he does get elected?
I don't. I honestly don't think he will, because I think Farage has got a lot of support in Clacton. I don't think there's too many left-wingers in Clacton. He does have a lot of support there, but the thing is, he's got to go all out now. He can't be complacent, because that would be the end of him if Binface did win, or even if Binface kind of really drove him close. You know, if there was a small margin of victory for Farage, it'd still be a massive embarrassment. So he's got to go full out now, and he's got to activate all of his team and treat it like a proper serious by-election, which he probably will win. But then, because these financial allegations against him have got to be resolved, he's probably going to, if they are or not, he's probably then going to have to call another by-election. So it's looking really, really bad for him at the moment, and he is feeling the pressure, no doubt. And if he does call another by-election, then all, obviously Restore are going to jump in there and stand. That's when it's going to be the proper by-election. So yeah,
and that's what Rupert Lowe has come out and said, that he's not going. That's what I'd passed on to you guys, that he'd said he wasn't going to run this time, but he'll run next time. Obviously, exactly what you just explained, and also what you just explained. I think it's very hard for Nigel to win, as in, yes, he'll win the seat, but to come out of this victorious, because as long as Binface gets sort of a couple of percent, they're going to take the mickey out of him. So this is completely backfired on him anyway. He's not going to come out of this well. It's either like, well done, you beat Binface, congratulations, or on the very craziness that Binface wins, then he's completely done for.
Well, yeah, nobody's going to take it seriously if he gets 90% of the vote and wins, which wouldn't surprise anyone. No, it's going to say, yeah, well, you're against the joke candidate.
Yeah.
But if he wins by, say, maybe 60-40, then that's gonna be even more of an embarrassment, because it just shows that he's not being taken seriously by enough people now. So yeah. Well,
whoever wins, it's going to be an establishment figure. I mean, they're both very well connected. Binface is not who he seems. Not who he seems at all.
No,
he's quite amusing at the moment, but he's a what do you call it? A disruptor, isn't he?
But do we know who's behind him yet? Who's funding him? Where he's getting his backing from? We don't really know yet.
Well, yeah, this is what Dan Wootton was sort of saying, that he's got apparently a lot of backers and a lot of money behind him. And I suppose if he's the writer for the likes of BBC and BBC Two, then dare I say any more, I can see where he's getting funded from, sort of thing.
Yeah. So, anyway,
very interesting.
We got two establishment figures. Interesting. It doesn't really matter who wins, to be honest. I think Restore will. This all depends whether Burnham calls a general election. But 2029, I think Reform are online to win, and that would be very suitable for the Blob, because they can then continue to install the globalist plan.
If we don't get Restore Britain, then we're done. I think that's a done deal for me. If we don't get Restore Britain, then we're it's the end of the English.
I think from that point of view, we've got to hope that he doesn't call an election until 2029 to give Restore Britain enough time to really set their stall out and get prepared. But yeah, I mean, it's I'm not even sure now that it's such a certainty that Reform will win the next election, even if it's by a marginal amount. The way Farage is just, he's losing it. The guy's losing it, it's looking very shaky at the moment for him. And he is Reform. Reform really is about him, really. It's all about him, and he's too caught up in that, I think. And he loves that. He loves that. He loves it being about him, and that's why he's failing, I think. He's starting to crack.
I think the establishment would like a Reform victory, though.
I think they would prefer a Labour or a Conservative victory, because they're much more embedded in the establishment, aren't they? Reform has probably got, because I think there's an awful lot of people who support or would vote for Reform who still believe it's the anti-establishment option, and that's why they're doing it. Where, like you say, in reality, it's probably not anti-establishment, although they try and position themselves there. So, yeah, as far as the establishment, I mean, that would probably cause more issues down the road. Because a lot of the voter base would be anti-establishment, so they would much prefer Labour or Conservatives to get back in, and then same old story.
There's also that situation where, for the last couple of years, Rupert Lowe has just built his popularity on the internet. Now, everyone knows the internet is for the youngsters, so we're talking, once you get to 2029, these are real staunch voters. He's going to have the 25-year-olds. people have missed. All the major parties have missed this. As I passed on to you guys, and if you do find the time to listen to that Joe Rogan thing, it's a real beauty of a 2-hour chat. So yeah, Rupert Lowe did a chat with Joe Rogan. Unfortunately, he can't get to chat on our TV. He can't get to chat with any of our people because he's been sort of, well, apparently we have the freedom of speech, but apparently not when it comes to politics. But anyway, so he's gone out there. He's done a 2-hour chat with Joe Rogan, and I mean, again, if you're in any doubt of who you want to vote for, go and listen to that for 2 hours. That man has got my vote 100%. 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a great interview. I'd recommend it as well. I watched it earlier on today, and yeah, it's very good. Rupert Lowe, he's just definitely the best hope we got, no doubt about it.
He picks up on all the major problems that are sort of going on at the moment, doesn't he? And it's I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, our political state, we've just got a crazy political state.
Yeah, I know.
We've heard very little of the Green Party leader. I think he's pretty much been. Yeah, I think he's been pretty much pushed to the side. They know he's a complete idiot, and they know the public don't like it.
But they will use him. They will use him when they feel the need that he is useful, which will come around again. You can be sure of that. So yeah, they can crash and burn as well, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. They did get an MP, didn't they, recently? What was the constituency? I can't remember now.
Oh, it was up near Manchester, wasn't it? It was around there somewhere. That woman, what was her name? Hannah Spencer was her name.
The plumber. Yeah.
The plumber, yeah, I know. Ridiculous.
Is this that skinny girl, is it?
Yeah, the blonde girl.
I gotcha. Yeah.
But that's only because
red hair, isn't she? I think she had red hair.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, I mean, but that constituency, I mean, because the Greens have now jumped into bed with the Islamics, that the demographics there worked in their favour. I think they relied heavily on that vote to get them in as well. So.
Yeah,
that's not going to last. That's not going to last. I mean, that's just a marriage of convenience, which is very soon going to become very inconvenient. You can be sure of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a laugh till someone loses an eye.
Yeah. Well, looks like the Iran war is back on. Ceasefire's over, which is not good.
I don't quite understand Trump's. I'm a big Trumpian, so I'm kind of behind him. But I don't really understand what's going on at the moment. I really don't.
No, I don't know what his rationale is. I think what it seems to me is because I think there's factions in Iran. And the people he's negotiating with are not the faction who are part of the old regime. You still got fragments of the old regime there who have some power, and probably the ones who are breaking the ceasefire and causing all the problems. Whereas he's negotiating with this different lot who are much more interested in getting things done and finding a way forward. And also maybe it's just because it doesn't make any sense on the surface. All I can kind of think of is that just like the bigger picture, he maybe sees a bigger picture, and taking Iran out solves a lot of problems, a lot of global problems in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only kind of rationale I can put to it. On the limited knowledge I have.
Yeah.
But
well, it's
the ground,
last one on the list, isn't it? So it's got to go, really. Last one on the list. So
I just think. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, the list dates back to an earlier Republican regime the time of the Iraq War, I think it was Dick Cheney or Paul Wolfowitz who said that he laid out the list, and so there was going to be Iraq and then Libya, Syria. Anyway, whatever. It would end with Iran. So they've still got that one to do, really.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's the same conditions though, because Dick Cheney was part of the whole Bush administration, and they were the New World Order globalists, whereas Trump don't think is. So it's kind of maybe that applies in certain respects, but I think the goalposts have changed quite a lot on that. I did see as well that Trump has, I think it was Syria who's talking about he's now reinstated them. As taking them off the they're kind of in a phrase back in favor, as it were, with Trump. He softened their stance against them. I read that somewhere as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's I just think it's concerning for Trump, especially because of the midterms. If he doesn't get it sorted out, and it could really affect his midterms at the end of this year. And if he doesn't do well in that, he's screwed. He's got to have a convincing win in the midterms. And I don't know. We don't live in the US. We don't really know kind of what it's like on the ground there. So it's hard to tell how much support he really has, and to predict how well he will do in the midterms. So yeah.
And like I was saying before, sorry, go on, Viv.
Who's the opposition? Or we don't know yet. Who are the other the other players on the stage? We don't know, do we?
Yeah, we don't know yet. No, that's too early for that.
Yeah.
But there was this thing about I think Gavin Newsom was one of the names being mentioned for the Democratic nomination. He's run into trouble as well. He's run into trouble now because there was this whole thing with it's a slightly different issue, but this Democratic nominee in Maine, this guy Plattner, who was running, and he was being pushed by the Democrats, but he's had a load of scandalous stuff come out about him. He apparently had a Nazi tattoo, and these sexual allegations have come up against him, and he's dropped out. But there's also this story also about one of the this woman who was part, I think, of Newsom's team, who had been turned by the FBI, and she had been wearing a wiretap. And this goes. The weird thing about this is this started that the FBI started investigations back when Biden was president, which makes it really weird. So they were kind of looking into something with regards to Newsom. They considered it serious enough that they wanted someone to secretly record conversations. So God knows where that's sort of going to go, or what that's about, really.
As I was saying earlier, the gold and silver situation for the last year and a half has been so crazy compared to any time that gold and silver has ever been on the market. And a lot of people are saying that part of this sort of whatever's going on at the moment is there's a pricing of gold and silver. I don't know what that has to do with the whole Strait of Hormuz, Middle East, all the things that are going on, but clearly, as I was saying, the bronze, I kind of collect a little bit of silver. I like it. I think it's always going to go up. I think it's a great commodity to have. But and people are saying, oh, it's going to get a restructuring, and it's going to go up to about £150 an ounce. And at the moment, it's about £44 an ounce. But everything has silver in it these days. You absolutely everything. Your TVs, the fan that's in my flat at the moment, everything's got some silver on it, and it's a needed commodity. It's not just a bling bling for, and the same with gold. It's not just something that people put around their necks. It's actually needed in every computer. So where I'm going with this is, I'd love to know what with breaking down this. You're going to own nothing and be happy. Their counter action to this. I'd love to know what's going to be happening. Are we all going to be gold backed country wise?
No, of course not. That's complete. No, it's completely contrary to the plan. The plan is for
if it's the opposite to the plan, is that what they're trying to do? Imagine it was the opposite of that dark plan. Is that what they would do?
Well, I don't know. I don't know who's buying all this gold or why. I mean, clearly there's a demand, so demand increases price, etc. But who's buying it? Is it small investors, people who are getting ready for when the economic situation reaches crisis point? Not sure. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that was quite a fair percentage of people were buying up gold as a backup. I mean, at least with gold, you've got something tangible. With paper, it's worthless. It will be worthless.
Well, yeah, I mean, gold and silver have intrinsic value, but fiat currency doesn't. And once the markets, the financial system does start to really crumble, that money is not going to be worth anything, whereas gold and silver will be worth something. So it's just kind of common sense in a way. It's people maybe just saying, better just a bit of security.
Yeah, it's a good investment, of course. In troubled times, it always has been. Yeah.
I always said they're trying to make this country a socialist country, and I saw what happened to all the socialist countries where you needed a bucket load of money just to pay for a loaf of bread. That's when I said to myself, I think I'm going to have the backup of silver. If my country's politics is as crazy as it is, at least I have this kind of background thought that if money becomes worthless, I've still got a lump of silver that's actually got an intrinsic value to it.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
And also, I wanted to report on my nettle. Did I tell you that I was going to do something with stinging nettles?
Yeah,
you're going to sting yourself to help, weren't you?
That's right. Yeah. So me and I'm going to say, that's solid. She won't. Me and my elderly neighbour. I find it funny because it could be done for abuse, I suppose. But this is all joking. She's a friend of mine. I don't want anyone to take this seriously. Anyway. Me and her went out on Saturday, and she was a little bit reluctant. But anyway, I stung myself all over my hands, quite a lot, because I've got a lot of arthritic pain in my wrists. And she said she was going to do the palms of her hand, which I think that's, when you're listening to this, Delia, as I said to you, I think that's where you went wrong, darling. That's a really sensitive part. But anyway, she did her palms of her hands, back of her hands, and one of her legs. And after she'd stopped yelping, we hobbled home, but I can honestly, genuinely, guys, it's really kind of another mind blower that I do genuinely suffer with a lot of pain in my thumbs, and the pain of the stings lasted about 3 hours, I'm going to say, but also the sting was no longer a sting. It was like it was like a warm, nice tingling, if you will. After that 3 hours, I haven't had a single, and this was Saturday we did it. And this is the same for my neighbour. We were talking about it today, and she was smiling, going, I don't believe this is real. But neither of us have had pain in our hands since. Now, you can say arthritis does come and go, so maybe I'm on a good time at the moment. But certainly, my thumbs were absolutely aching on Saturday, hence we went out there. And I'm going to look into it more, guys. It's really weird, but if you've got arthritis, give yourself a sting where your arthritis is, and it seems to relieve the pain for days.
It does sound like a good idea, actually. Yeah, I mean, I know that there's some nettle compound, and there's lots of medicinal uses of nettle, so I'm not surprised actually.
We tried the nettle after we'd stung ourselves. We brought the nettles back, made a tea. Got to be honest, it's not my. I don't think I can get used to it. It's quite a foul taste. I don't know if we everywhere online says to get the young leaves. Maybe we didn't have the young leaves, and maybe there would be a little bit of a taste difference, but probably one of the most foul things I've tried.
Probably better. Yeah, you need to get in the spring when you need to get top.
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
and rather than make a tea, I would try making a soup with it, and you could add seasoning into it and this, that, and the other, and add other bits and pieces. So
we both said that you could easily add it to a stew and you wouldn't even know it was in there.
I think you would.
Iron.
they turn very bitter after a certain
do
while.
they?
But yeah, by now they're quite bitter. So maybe it was the
Okay.
bitterness. But yeah, and Bronze is right. You got to eat them in the spring, and the tops of the nettles. Maybe May, June's probably too late. April, May.
We did think that's what it is. We got the very tops every time, but I think they were too old, and most of them had already gone to seed. So I think
No.
I think it was the wrong time.
Yeah, no.
But it's quite funny because back in whenever it was March, April, I was just walking around where I live, and I noticed this little verge, and there's loads of stinging nettles there, and I thought about, maybe I can get some nettle tops here, and I looked at them all, and somebody had beat me to it. So it's there's other people who are aware of this.
Oh yeah,
somebody had already been through them and topped them all. I thought, bastard.
I was looking it up. It used to be classed as a herb in this country, believe it or not, and I might start growing it. Oh, sorry, it must be still classed as a herb.
Still is. No, it's a very popular food, along with a load of other things of these leafy vegetables. It's been eaten for centuries.
Yeah, so it's only recently we've forgotten about it, sort of thing. Yeah.
And
but I might
dandelion. Dandelion as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I still have a nice dandelion nearly every day. I still really enjoy dandelion tea now. It's my new thing, I think.
So did you buy that dandelion sort of like specially prepared to be taken as a tea, or was it something you had to sort out yourself?
No, bought it as it was, and it was it's a 500-gram bag, and it was only something like, I want to say it was like £4, £3. So it's a huge bag for not much money at all.
Good.
And it's literally just all the bits roasted. I want to say it's like root and top. I think it's a bit of everything just roasted up.
Right. Yeah, cool.
No, nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah,
you can eat all of the plant, apparently. All of it. It has got a bad reputation. The French call it pissenlit, which means piss the bed. Because it's got this reputation as a diuretic, and it's supposed to provoke urine. But I don't know about that, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing, is it, though?
It's
regular.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing all these things that just grow around us that are very nutritious, high in different vitamins and irons that we've just forgotten about eating.
So much of it. So much.
Yeah, I mean, as a kid, we were kind of programmed that nettles are bad because they stung you. Every time you see nettles, it's like you just want to stay away from them because they're going to hurt you. And that kind of sticks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like, I don't know, at my age, I haven't been stung by nettles for ages, I suppose. But I thought to myself, I can't remember what the big thing was. Yes, it's kind of stingy, and yes, it kind of hurts, but it's not that bad. Like it's really not much,
It's not that bad. It really isn't. I got stung the other day, and I thought that's all right. It goes down in a few hours. It's all right.
That's it. Yeah, it's more of a severe itch really than a pain.
Well, the crazy thing about stinging nettles is we're always taught that dock leaves. If you get stung by a nettle, find a dock leaf and rub it on, and it alleviates the pain. And the amazing thing is, dock leaves always grow near nettles. You can always, if you get stung by a nettle, look around and you'll see a dock leaf.
Always.
But funnily enough, it's almost an old wives' tale because all it is that dock leaves, as you say, always grow next to nettles, and they're a big leaf. That's why they say that. But actually, any leaf, including the stinging nettle itself, and we proved that as well, is if you rub, and I forget the name of the liquid that you get out of leaves. It's the thing that does the whole photosynthesis, whatever that stuff is. It's
chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. No, it's not that one. Then it's one of the other ones. Sorry, but so what I mean by that is you can actually use the stinging nettles themselves that have stung you. You then just crush them up, rub that on you, and it's that green liquid that comes out of them that relieves it.
Oh, okay. Good.
Yeah.
There you go. Aldi's Herb Corner.
Yeah.
Well, another good one is comfrey, which has loads. You see that going everywhere. It's got the red. It has white, red, or blue leaves, and that's excellent if you've got cuts. I mean, I've used the salve on the cut I had, and really quickly it healed it, and there's no scar, no mark.
Sorry,
White, red, or blue? White, red, or blue leaf. That doesn't.
Flowers, comfrey.
Oh, right.
It's got green leaves. It's kind of quite a hairy leaf. You can eat it, but mainly it used to be called nipbo, and it was used a lot before the poison of modern medicine was introduced in the late 19th century, and people used to use it to heal wounds. And if you had a broken bone, you just wrap it around it, and it would help it heal the bone.
Wow! Right.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't know it by that name or description, but I'd probably recognise it if I saw it.
Oh, you would. You would. It's absolutely everywhere. But I've got some salve made from it, and so it's mixed with beeswax and what have you, and I just rub it on if I got a cut, and it seems to deal with it quite effectively.
Yeah, probably has antiseptic properties, and maybe
something's good about it.
Yeah.
So there we go. Herb Corner.
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
I was just frantically trying, because I was going to say also that stuff that I'm doing on my teeth. I think it's working because I have very sensitive teeth when I eat cold stuff, and it seems to have gone. I'm going through my notes trying to remember the stuff that I'm taking. I can't remember the 3 substances, but where did I write it? Anyway, it's really, maybe that's working as well. Again, I always say maybe. It's like I don't believe my own research, but I suppose it's because it's so. Oh, there it is. So I'm doing 3 drops of manuka oil, 1 drop of cinnamon bark oil, 2 tablespoons of coconut fractional oil, mixing that together and putting it in between my teeth each night. I can't say that I've noticed any. That they say within 6 weeks you can see your gums growing back. I can't say that I've noticed that yet, but it is only 5 weeks if you want to be thingy. But definitely the sensitivity of my teeth has gone.
Okay. Yeah, well,
so that's another good one for you.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Did you get Viv? Did you get your copper water bottle? Did it arrive?
Yeah, I did. I've been using it every day. It's really interesting. Yeah. You fill it up in the morning, and by the afternoon, you can taste the copper in it. It's quite nice in a weird way.
Yeah, I mean when I drink out of mine, it does taste very metallic, but that's because it's metallic. It's a metallic bottle, so I kind of expect that.
I do quite like it actually. That sort of vaguely metallic taste. There we go.
Yeah, good.
I'll have to get
with all these things, I find it quite difficult. I mean, we talk about supplements and all these little bits and pieces we're trying, all these stuff, and to be honest, I can't really. There's nothing out of anything I've tried which I've really has had a really obvious, noticeable effect. I find.
No, well, that's good. Thank God it hasn't. God, that's not what you're doing it for.
Yeah, but
if you want an obvious effect, take some pharmaceutical products or heroin or LSD or something. But these things. I mean, some herbs and supplements take 3 months to have an effect, and they're not meant to have an effect as such. They're prophylactics. They stop things happening. So you take vitamin D and loads of vitamin D, and if you go through the winter without a cold, it's vitamin D and C has been helping this. But you wouldn't. It's not going to have an effect that you can monitor as such. You'll only know if you don't get something.
I mean, I've kind of tried a bit of a sort of a experiment. I've stopped taking all supplements for about the last month. I haven't. When my last supply ran out, I didn't renew them because I was taking like 4 or 5 different supplements, and I wasn't sure is any of this doing any good. I can't really feel that if it's making any difference. So I've stopped taking all of them. And I'm going to start. I'll start kind of going back on. I think I'll probably get some vitamin C and just do vitamin C for a month. And then sort of, so I can try and gauge if there is any difference. I can try and get a feeling. I can try and gauge it.
Yeah, I mean, vitamin D at the moment. You've got enough sunlight, but it's the winter really that's just, it comes into its own because we are deficient in vitamin D, and the stuff that doctors inject you with is not really potent enough. Plus, it's a chemical.
Yeah, doctors are not going to be injecting me with anything. Thanks very much.
No, indeed, but they do offer vitamin D as well. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, you can get vitamin D from your doctor. So they are aware of this because a lot of people are deficient. Most people are in the winter months anyway.
Yeah, well, yeah, we especially in this country because we don't have enough sunlight.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people claim all sorts of things like collagen, especially for older people. They say it's really helped their skin. It's made it softer. It's smoothed out wrinkles, etc. So again,
if you get good collagen, good quality collagen, I think it does help you. Like especially as you get older, because your body does stop producing it. It's good for your joints. It's good for your skin, your hair, your nails, and also your bones as well. So I'd say that's I'm okay with.
I've been taking it for years, so I hope so.
Turmeric as well. Some people have said remarkable things have happened to their arthritis and joints and all kinds of things and pains. They say turmeric has really helped. So I don't know really. I know British Supplements publish testimonials, and some people are really raving about certain products. I mean, as for me, it's hard to say. I don't really know. I know that I'm very calm, but whether that's because I've stopped caring.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
This is
it's the ashwagandha. I don't know.
Well, this is a point I was touching on just a short while ago. It's like you read all these testimonials. Oh, I bought this and I bought that, and it's I felt so much better. And I'm just thinking, I'm not getting any effect like that. And apparently, these people who are leaving these reviews are getting really good, positive, well-defined benefits from certain.
Maybe they are. Maybe it's a psychosomatic. Maybe it's placebo effect. It's hard to say, really. I mean, if something cures pain like those stinging nettles, then it's essentially it's.
Well, and also
it does seem to work.
It's hard to judge because you don't know what you're deficient in. So, like you and I could both take vitamin D, but maybe you're more deficient in it than me. So you'd have more of a, oh yeah, it's really working for me. So I don't really I suppose as long as there's enough positives reviews, I'm up for it, sort of thing. And like I'm only doing things for my arthritis because so I know I've got problems with my pains and my aches and that, and my teeth as well. So I look up things specifically for those things. Again, you might be looking up things for completely different reasons.
Maybe. Yeah. It is hard to say, though. For me, it certainly is. Like I say, maybe I'm just so numb now that nothing much bothers me. Don't really care. So that could be it, really.
Yeah,
that's a mental state, isn't it? So don't know.
Oh yeah.
I mean, maybe it is just like you say, it's kind of horses for courses. Different people are deficient in different things, and it's kind of, unless you actually really know what you need, it's a bit like trial and error. It's like, okay, well, I'll try that. That's meant to be good for this, so I'll try that. You try that, and I don't really notice much. So what else is there? Let me try something else. Go on, try a different one, and maybe you'll just hit on something where you really feel it in a positive way.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, what can I say? I just don't know the stack of supplements I take. The way to see what happens is to stop taking everything around about October and seeing if you can get through the winter.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. I would definitely take vitamin C in the winter for sure.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
So
Some
what
people
else has
say,
been-
some people, but well, to quickly finish, some people say that you should really just, your diet should produce everything you need. So,
Well, yeah, in an
I
ideal
don't know.
world, but
Mm,
we can't rely on that because the quality of food now, the industrial
mm,
scale production of food,
mm,
and just the quality of life and our lifestyle, we can't depend on that. If you lived a really nice, healthy life out in the country, living off the land, all local produce, grow your own, then fine, that's fine. But if you're
mm.
dependent on supermarkets and getting stuff on the go or whatever, it's just that's why supplements are taken off, because quality of food has dropped off, I think, and
Yeah,
lifestyles are much more stressful, so it takes a lot out of you, I think.
yep, absolutely, absolutely. And I mean, I have gone keto as well, so this week, so I feel better for that. Yeah, much better.
What's that
Yeah.
one again?
Keto,
So no
keto,
carbs, no
Carbs.
carbs or sugars.
no carbs, no sugar.
Oh,
Yeah.
carbs and sugars. Right.
No carbs, no sugars, especially carbs. I mean, I was finding eating carbs, and it was making me really sluggish and like to the point of nearly falling asleep.
It's a sugar rush.
Right.
It's the rush you get, isn't it?
No, it's the carbohydrates, isn't it? As the body begins to process it, and carbohydrates turn to sugars, but it's the initial carbohydrate rush. You know how Grandpa falls asleep in the chair after Sunday dinner, and he's full of potatoes.
Yeah, because your body's dealing
yeah,
with it. Yeah, it's processing
yeah,
it, isn't it?
yeah, right, yeah.
What I found, because I kind of pretty much was on keto for I don't know, a couple of months, and I found that on the occasion when I did eat some carbs, it just wiped me out. I was just like you say, I just wanted to go and have a nap because my body was like, oh, I'm not used to this, all this heavy shit.
Yeah, that's right. It's the
It's
same.
difficult.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keto is
keto.
difficult, really difficult.
Mm.
Well, it is and it isn't. It's just it does require discipline, but walking around shops, almost everything has got carbs in it, even things like sausages. I was thinking, I was looking at the things in sausages. They've got carbs in them. They chuck rusk and binders and fillers and stuff. So you have to get pure meat sausage if you want to eat that for keto, and so much has got carbs in it. So much.
I know.
So
Yeah, but I'd say you kind of need carbs. You're quite a skinny-ish guy like me, and I think, well, to be fair, I don't really agree with diets. I just agree with having lots of variations of stuff. But I would have thought that the last thing you want to do was come off carbs, other than, yes, you're saying you're getting tired from it, but
yeah, keto's not really a diet. You're not.
well, it isn't as much as you're regulating a particular aspect of your food intake.
Yeah, true enough. Yeah. But I mean, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, what I find works better for me, because I found keto quite a struggle, is just sort of anything reasonably healthy in moderation, and also intermittent fasting. Cut out snacks and don't eat anything after, say, 8 p.m. at night. Don't eat until sort of lunchtime. Something light around 1-2 o'clock, and then have a sort of a healthy meal, sort of 8 p.m. at night. Cut out all the snacks and the crap in between meals, and that works for me a lot better.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking a packed lunch to work with. Again, keto. It'll just be things like leaves, salad leaves, whatever, tomatoes, and some protein, some chicken or whatever, or fish in it, whatever. So yeah, because again, lunchtime, I'm thinking, oh, I'm very hungry. I go out and I get something like just stuff. It's just so difficult to get anything, so I'll think, oh, sausage roll. Yeah, that would be right. Or, but still knocks me out.
Yeah.
We was always told not to eat after 8 o'clock because of your metabolism, but I stick to that one.
Yeah, that's what puts on weight. If you eat too close to bedtime, your body needs to completely be able to digest whatever you've eaten before you actually go to sleep. And it's a lot healthier.
Yeah, but keto is expensive though. That's the thing, because you are eating protein, which costs a bit more. I mean, obviously eggs are very good, but if you're eating things like, typical keto meal would be steak and maybe roast root vegetables or a salad, and this builds up the cost.
Root vegetables are not good for keto, by and large, because they have quite a high carb content.
You're good with celeriac. You're good with pumpkins, such like. You're good with leeks if they're a root, and you're good with swede or rutabaga, as they call it now. Those are okay. Parsnips are not too bad either, but yeah, potatoes and carrots.
Yeah, I mean,
are okay. Carrots, beetroot, it's all right.
Carrots, yeah. Apparently, carrots are not that good. Anything which grows under the ground, they say, is a general rule of thumb for keto to avoid.
Oh,
So potatoes, parsnips, carrots, onions, even. So
okay.
yeah. So, anyway, I was just wondering, Viv,
Yeah.
is it time for Viv's bookshelf?
Oh well.
Have you been reading this week?
Yeah, I've been reading books on keto. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Just genning up on it all. So yeah.
Is that it? Is that all?
Yeah, and a few sort of short, strange horror type stories, weird tales, really. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's that at the moment. Don't know what I'll move on to. More strange stories, I think. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Get a few nightmares going.
Yeah.
To wake up.
Yeah. I think
Get
so.
yourself
I mean, well, we're already living in a kind of nightmare. So as far as I'm concerned, and that sounds terrible, but yeah, we sort of are, really.
Yeah,
when you look
absolutely.
at the whole state of everything, even the state of the streets. What's this idea? You can walk along and drop things, and is that all right now? That's okay, is it? Just drop shit on the street. Don't pick it up.
It's been like that. It's been like that for quite a while. It's been like that for quite a while.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, no respect anymore for.
No civic pride.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah. But I have ordered some more books. Another book on keto. I should stop doing this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you should, Viv. What can I say to that?
Yeah, I know it myself. Yeah.
I
still think you've got to go back to Lord of the Rings. I still want to hear what you think of the
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's the sheer size of it that's off-putting at the moment, and I just can't handle a long book. I read the Tomcat book, and that was 300 pages. That was all right, but I will get back to it. I haven't abandoned it at all. No.
Yeah, we're both eagerly. Myself and Fordy are both eagerly anticipating
yes.
your.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to do it then, I suppose. No, I'll get around to it. No worries.
No pressure.
I know, no pressure, but we won't talk to you if you don't.
Yeah.
Of course, no worries here.
The irony tonight is we're normally struck for time, and I feel like we're struggling for things to talk about. And I was going to say, I think it was something that Bron said. He mentioned something last week, and we didn't have time to cover it. And I think we all said, "Oh yeah, that's interesting." What can you remember what it was that you'd mentioned that we didn't have time to cover?
Yeah. I've been kind of struggling with this, trying to get my head around this concept of what actually defines someone. What is it that defines being English? What is it?
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, was that it? I think that's I did mention that, I think, and so that's the only thing that comes to mind. Because it's like we're kind of in these aisles here. We have this sort of dual identity of, or I mean, if you're English, then obviously you're English, but you're also British, and the two, in my mind, are very different. Being British is more of a political concept. Anyone can be British, but not anyone can be English. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, and I'm trying to kind of get my head around what makes that so. And is being English an ethnic identity?
It's very difficult to say. Is it genetic, you mean? Yeah. If there's such a thing as genetic, but yeah.
And also, I just want to jump in and say, interestingly, you said anyone can be British, but you not everyone can be English. I still disagree with that. You have to still be Scottish, Welsh, Irish, or English to be British. So I'm even going to throw that in there as well.
Well, yeah, but doesn't that just back up my point? But you don't even have to be. Someone can be born in another country and come to this country and become a British citizen, and they are British for all intents and purposes. Because it's not a
I still
kind
disagree
of
with that. Yeah, I still disagree with that. Again, if the three of us went to Japan and were there for 10 years, we don't become Japanese. We will still always be English.
Yeah, but here's the thing. That equates to being English. Being Japanese equates to being English. It doesn't equate to being British. British is a different thing, you know?
It is, and I understand I'm kind of with you, but if we're going to say, I mean, that's why it's a great conversation. If we're going to say that, what is it to be English? Then we also say, what is it to be Scottish? What is it to be Welsh? And then you get to, so that's what it is to be British. So no, I don't think that someone comes over from another country, that I just feel they should always, I feel they should be proud of their own background as well. So whatever, let's say they come from Polish, I think they'll just call themselves a Polish British.
Yeah, that's British, what I mean. Polish, but they won't call themselves. But they won't call themselves a Polish English.
No, that's right.
See?
Yeah,
that's kind of the crux of it. So why is that? What is it that makes being English being different from being British, or what? So like you use Japan there. It's like you can have a family, a couple, a white Anglo-Saxon heritage couple, go to Japan. They live there and they have a kid there, but their kid is not Japanese. He may have if they become naturalized citizens, they're still not Japanese because it's a racial thing, isn't it? Yeah. It's being Japanese is a racial thing.
And
is English the same? Is being English the same? Because
Anglo-Saxon. I think this is what, in fact, and I was daydreaming about this after listening to the Joe Rogan show, because they brought this, or Joe Rogan brought this subject up with Rupert Lowe, and he gave his answer. And there's so much to what makes you Japanese, or what makes you American, or what makes you French, German, English. It's almost upsetting that we have to ask that question. What makes you English? I think a lot of it is just obvious.
Yeah. I don't think, but I don't think it is obvious, because we're struggling with it, aren't we? We can't really give a definitive answer. So that's what's upsetting to me, that we can't really define it.
No, I don't find it difficult, buddy. I genuinely don't find it difficult. So what makes me English? I tell you what makes me English. It's that I take the piss out of the Scottish, I take the piss out of the Welsh, and I take the piss out of the Irish. What makes me English? That my gene pool, my country were leaders of the world at one point. We almost created America. We almost created Canada. We almost created Australia. We freed the slaves. We started women's rights. We changed India for the better. I could, like, what makes me English? Robin Hood, Sherwood Forest.
So you're talking cultural, but many of those examples you gave, you could put down to being British. Okay. So, and also kind of some of them are superficial. You know, oh, you can take the piss out of the Welsh, the Scots, and the Irish. That's not a defining thing that makes you English, because anyone can do that.
No, not anyone. No, I disagree. You have to have.
Yeah, of course you can.
You have to have been. No, I think you have to have, like, your granddad told you jokes from, like, it's in us. It's kind of like not
Yeah.
Someone can't come from abroad and just go, oh well, they shag sheep, and it's not
Of
funny.
course they can. Of course they can. Of course they can. Why not? Why can't they do that?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, they can say
So
it.
you're saying the English are the only people who can take the piss out of other countries?
Well, no, what I think what I'm arguing is it's more. Yes, there are written down things, and I guess, and Viv will certainly have his piece in a minute. There are things that I say make a thing, but I think a lot of it is just the same as Japanese. It's just that they've been there. Their parents were Japanese. Their parents were Japanese. They know things that happened 100 years ago, and they have.
So you're talking about
particular times. Sorry, go on. Yeah.
So you're talking about heritage, okay? So that's one strand, okay? But when you look at heritage, it's like, how far back do you have to go? Because we have immigrants in this country who are now sort of third, fourth generation immigrants, okay? Does that make them English? If the Windrush generation came from the Caribbean, okay? So are they English now? Are they English? So what I'm saying is, how many generations back do you have to go before or before you can say, yeah, because my generation goes back, my heritage goes back so many generations, that's what makes me English? Where do you kind of draw that line?
Well, like you said, that's only one strand of it. So I mean, good. It's an interesting, I suppose I haven't looked at it like that, because I don't think there should be you have to have had 4 generations of English. It's just, look, for a lot of individuals, it'll be personal. It's like, my mum and dad my nan and granddad were Chinese. They came over here, and I'm a 3rd generation English person. My mum was born here, and I've been born here, and I feel like I'm an English person. And if that person feels like he wants to be an English person, I think we've got, well, yeah, now you're in it. You were born here, your parents were born here, and you know our ways, you speak our language, you have been in our workplace, then, now you're an English person. I don't think we should make it too racial, too argumentative in that way, sort of thing. But
you mentioned Rupert Lowe and Joe Rogan. There's one point where Rupert Lowe was talking about the white indigenous population of England.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan laughed. He laughed at that. He goes, "Oh, that's such a crazy thing, because in America we don't have that. We don't talk about white indigenous people in America. America is like, anybody is free to come here and be American. It's a completely different concept."
And there you go. That's another part about being English. It's different to America, where
but that is a racial element, white indigenous population. So we're talking about a racial quality there, white people and indigenous who have been here who have inhabited these isles, whose ancestors have been here for a certain amount of time. I'm just wondering, what is that certain amount of time to qualify for that? And are you now discounting the ethnic aspect of being English? Like white Anglo-Saxon?
No, I never will. Yeah, I never will. I suppose. I mean, yeah. I'm going to wait right here, Viv.
Yeah, sorry. Just one other. Sorry, Viv. Before you jump in, I just want one other angle. Okay, and this is kind of a bit arbitrary, but the World Cup's on. I've been watching it. The English team. Okay, it's a multiracial team. That's fine, but we have players playing for England who have African names, okay, who are African. They are African, okay. They may have been born here, and they're representing England, but their parents were obviously African, because they have African names. So it's kind of like, where does that kind of fit in as well?
And that's another level, mate, because now you're representing your country. So I've got a different argument for that as well, actually. But yeah, go on. Anyway.
Yeah, Viv, what you got to say? To say.
Well, it's very fraught, but it's basically a genetic heritage going back a long way. And when you couch it in those terms, it means that essentially Americans are the people who were there before the immigrants arrived, and that's very tricky, isn't it? Well, the Australians, those are immigrants. The Europeans were immigrants. Are they Australian? Are they really Australian, or are they? Because they don't have the genetic heritage.
Well, actually, on that point on Australia, going back to on this day, one of 4D's points, Australia was created by the British government, so it wasn't Australia. It wasn't Australia before it was colonised by the British. So the Aborigines are the indigenous people of that country, but then maybe not indigenous Australians because it wasn't always Australia. Yeah, is that a valid point?
Yeah.
Well, it's a political construct, as Britain is. So Britain is purely a political construct. It's composed of very multi-generational ethnic groups. It used to be they used to be called Brythonic. They were Celts. They got pushed out. So you have to think of the Celtic heritage as well, which is probably really it's gone to Cornwall, Wales, and it raises a lot of problems, a lot of questions, basically. And this is at the root of several real big conflicts that are erupting about First Nations people, Torres Island Straits people, the various tribal groupings in the United States. And so,
I mean, with regards to going back to the Celts, I mean the very name England comes from Angleland, which was the Anglo-Saxons. So the Celts were not wouldn't in that classification wouldn't be classed as English, would they? They would be classed as ancient Britons, because Britain existed before England. England only came into existence after the Anglo-Saxons came and named it after the Angles, the Anglos.
So again, it's another political construct.
Yeah, but it goes back so far now. I mean, we're going back over 1,000 years. So, and England has existed for that time as a nation with English people in it. So once again, it's how far down that path, how far down that line are you going to draw the line where you say, okay, no, you up until this point you're English, and then after that you're not. It's like it's open to opinion, I suppose, in a way.
It's a tricky one, but culture runs through it all, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Culture.
And of course, the great irony of this is we're in 2026 when we've realised the mistakes of colonialism, and we've been deemed to stop it all, and how tragic it was to remove the indigenous people from the world, and yet we're in a situation where we're fighting for our own survival, and no one seems to give a shit about it. But it's okay when it's the native Indians of America and how wrong it was, or the Aborigines, as you bring up, and maybe it was wrong what we did, and maybe we should have left it as it was, but now it's all different. I mean, again, is it irony? I don't know, but
well, when a nation reaches a certain size and a certain power, they tend to expand. So this happened all over Europe. So we have quite a big admixture of French here. Certainly for over the centuries, that's a lot of people have French names. But they talk like that, all right, mate? They're descendants of all sorts of French people that settled here, especially in the religious wars, Huguenots in particular.
Yeah, well, the Norman Conquest as well. I mean, that was massive French influence.
Oh yeah, totally. That was mainly confined to the overlords, though. But I'm thinking Huguenots were working people, and they moved into working people's areas. I mean, if you're Jewish, can you become English? There's Jewish people in England who've been here for many years. So,
well, Okay, okay, that's interesting because now you're introducing a religious element because
Mm.
one could say a true Englishman is Anglo-Saxon Christian, is our true heritage as Englishmen.
Mm. That would be
But
Catholic. That
Well,
would be
yeah,
Roman Catholic. Yeah.
yeah,
you can
yeah.
also look at the if you want to call it the militaristic view of it, that if it, I would be done for treason if I went against the country I love, and all Englishmen would be treasonous to go against the So how do we? So you've just thrown in religion, but I'm going to say from a militaristic point of view, I'm English. So you have to love the country as well. There's got to be that aspect of it.
Yeah, I think that comes under the cultural umbrella, though, doesn't it? You know,
Of
it's
course,
just
yeah, of course, but maybe not militaristic. Then law. Let's call it law. Um, from a legal point of view, I'm English because I can get done for treason. I don't think you can do someone who's just come over here on a boat, and so we know from a law point of view that they're not English because they have no allegiance. We'd have to, maybe it'd be the biggest question of us changing and getting back to the question on what is it to be English or Scottish or Welsh or whatever. It's going to be probably maybe the most painful, hardest question to come to terms or to end to get to the answer of.
Yeah. If as I said originally about genetics, then you're going back to a time of blood and essentially Nazi blood and soil. Your blood is in the soil of the nation.
Yeah.
And that's again that didn't lead to anything. It wasn't that great. What that led to really, it led to wars and extermination.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, can a nation be ethnically pure in a world with rapid communications and you know?
I don't
I don't
think
even think that's what we're going for, though. I'm not far right. I'm certainly not going for that. I've got it in my own family, so
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But we have to.
I'm not.
We have to get back what it is to be English, because we have to be dominated by the English. Yes, I want everyone else to be able to come over here in small doses, and I think we're better off for it. But yeah. Anyway,
I'm not trying to make a case to say that you have to be a certain ethnicity to be English. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just trying. You know, I'm just trying to say, what is it if somebody, if an immigrant family come over and they settle here, and they get citizenship, how long, if they have children, are their children English? If their children aren't English, and then the next generation are born here, are they English? How many generations have to be born here before they are English?
They'd be British. They wouldn't be English.
Yeah, no, but that's not the same. That's not answering the question, though. British, yeah, fine. But English, I'm talking about.
Until you actually have English in your bloodstream, you can never, to a certain extent, like going back to the whole Chinese. If I've got an English wife and I go to China and I have a child, and that child marries an English wife and has another child, they're still never going to be Chinese. But if at some point my child marries a Chinese woman, and then they have children that were born in China, at some point, even a Chinese person is going to say, yeah, we accept you as a Chinese. You are now Chinese. I don't know how long. I mean, it's an intro. I don't. Can we put a generational thing on it? I don't know. I think it's more that number one, you've got to have that bloodline. You've got to have that bloodline in you. Number one. Go on.
Oh yeah, so if like I said, to go back to an immigrant family who comes and becomes citizens, so only until their offspring or their offspring's offspring then kind of intermingle with the white Anglo-Saxons and have children through that, that's when they become English. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
When the bloodlines mix, yeah.
Yeah, I think. I mean, again, all of this is interesting. Yeah, because it has to be. I'm almost changing what I said to start with because of what Viv said. I suppose there is a genetic. You can't deny the genetics of all of our races. So, you number one, you definitely have to have that blood flowing through you. But I think there's a large part of it that is sort of self-incumbent in as much as that you want to die for your country, you love your country, you support that football team. It's not really anything other than,
Yeah, so cultural as well as
side, obviously, but it's just a feeling. It's I'm English. I do all the things that English people do.
It may just be a feeling.
But there's definitely. But you're right. There's definitely a genetic. There's a huge genetic aspect to it.
You see that say it's just a feeling. To me, that's not enough. That doesn't. You can feel. So if I go to China and I live in China and I feel like I'm Chinese, that makes me Chinese.
if you were Chinese,
it's more than that, isn't it? You got to.
Yeah.
You've got to embrace.
If you were genetically Chinese, yeah.
Okay, so there's some ethnicity involved and there's cultural acceptance as well. So it's a combination. Is that where we're getting to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also like this sounds very aggressive sort of terms in as much as like that when we say feelings aren't good enough, it will be when we get to the minutiae of it that there will be people that say, look, I feel like an English person, I've been here for a long time, and that will be fine, stay here. We're not trying to make this ethnically cleansed. We're not trying to make this back to the 1400s when it was just Engels or whatever you want. We have moved with the times, and don't forget England, as I've often said, we were leaders in lots of things, with finishing slavery, giving girls the right to vote, and this, that, and the other. So I'm sure, I hope that the old boomers, I guess we're now looking at 50 to 80-year-olds. I hope that they have got the answers around in their brains somewhere, because there is an answer to this without losing what it is to be English.
Yeah, I mean, well, you've just categorized us three, and we're struggling with it. For the 50 to 80-year-olds, I mean, the two of us aren't boomers, but we are in that age bracket. This is this I think is a symptom of a larger problem which is going on in this country, and it's about our identity, and it's how our identity is being eroded. We talk about this quite a lot, how our culture is being destroyed, our identity is being destroyed. We're being made to feel shameful that we're English. We're not allowed to fly. Everybody looks down on flying the English flag. It's now become branded as racist. All of this stuff. We're under attack. We're being destroyed. We're being dissolved. And so what I was originally trying to get to was like, what is it that we can really hold up and hang on to say, to try and preserve that what is it that the essential part of it which we need to preserve to retain that identity? That's kind of, I suppose, what I'm getting at.
We haven't managed to do that.
No,
we haven't managed to define in tangible terms what it means, apart from, I did say genetics, but that's only half the story. The reason I said feelings is because there are plenty of English people who despise Englishness.
Yeah.
They are some of them, and often they're called liberals. But yes, let's pass over that. They despise Englishness, and therefore there's kind of self-hatred there. It's very odd. They see themselves, and this again comes from the upper class. A lot of this has come from the upper class. They see themselves as international.
Yeah. I know someone like that, and it's
or European is another one that they'll use. Which is why they were so upset by Brexit, because their identity was European, not English.
No, and it's because there's a downside to being English.
But whether they've been indoctrinated and brainwashed to hate England and the English way of life, whether they're liberals or whatever, it still doesn't change the fact that they are English. And I'm trying to get to the root of it here. What is it that makes me, even if they despise it, they are still English. So what makes them English?
They're genetically English, despite most of the ruling class being of French origin from the Norman Conquest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, once again, you could go right back and say, okay, England was born out of the Anglo-Saxons, who were originally German. So, German and Danish. So, should we call ourselves German now?
Our English people actually Welsh. Are the Welsh the true Brits?
They're the only true Brits, aren't they? Yeah,
they are. Yeah, the Welsh and the Cornish. Yeah, but like I said, England is not Britain, and it's.
England doesn't exist. We don't even have an English Parliament. We have a British Parliament, a Scottish Parliament, a Welsh Parliament. Maybe what makes us maybe the answer to what makes us English was our ability to get up and stop this bullshit. We've had our Parliament taken up. There is no such thing as an Englishman anymore. So people feel embarrassed and now want to be Europeans and not Englishmen, or British and not English. We need to get that back. We need to say that there is a country here. This is called England, and we have just the same rights as Scotland, Wales, and all of the other.
But there are specific reasons why there isn't an English nation in the eyes of the elite. Because otherwise they would have. You see, they've devolved these three countries, and it's like saying they're almost admitting their superiority. Now, who are these people? As I say, they're the ruling class. They go back a long way, a very long way. And do they despise the native English, if there is such a thing? If we define the English as being of Anglo-Saxon origin, with an admixture of other, perhaps Nordic or Germanic tribes, then these people are French. And is there a race memory amongst the elite that has always despised the English as being subservient to the conquerors?
Yeah, I mean that's a difficult one to talk about, but I mean even the three of us, I mean we all consider ourselves sort of patriotic Englishmen, but can the three of us actually say that we are descended from Anglo-Saxon stock? We may not be. We may have Celtic roots. We may have roots, European roots. We don't know unless we get into it and we're able to trace our family trees back. So we may not actually be Anglo-Saxons.
Exactly. How much of this is a romantic fantasy?
Oh, it's not a romantic fantasy because England is a country and it has been for over 1,000 years. So it's not a fantasy. It's an actual thing.
What I mean is imagining yourself to be of Anglo-Saxon stock. You may very well not be.
Well, yeah, that's not the most important thing.
Is there a look? Huh? Can you say that there's a look to an Englishman?
Yeah,
because you were saying that about the Chinese and the Japanese. So what makes if we throw the question to the reverse, can the three of us come up with more answers to what makes a Chinese person, or are we just stuck with our own country?
There is a very strong, very, very strong racial element to, shall we say, the Orientals as a whole. Just from their physical attributes, the way they look.
Yeah, I'd say the same about the Anglo-Saxon. That's. I suppose that's the point I'm making.
I don't know. That's a little harder to define, I think.
Only because we've been dissolved for like about 60 odd years. But I bet if you asked your great granddad what an Anglo-Saxon looked like, I bet he could tell you.
Well, yeah, you'd probably say like fair skin, fair hair, blue eyes. But, it wouldn't be quite as obvious as, say, a Chinese or Japanese person.
Japanese and Chinese look very different to me.
Yeah,
they totally do. Yes, but they have similar physical features.
Oh yes, But we
Same
have,
as the Welsh, the Scottish, and the English. We have similar characteristics, but we're still different.
yeah, the European group, descendant group, all share these similar characteristics. I mean, you have red-haired Spanish people.
Because they were originally, that's because they came from Wales, from the Celts. That was a Celtic influence. There's a lot of in northwestern, I think it's Galicia, northwestern
Galicia.
Spain. There's a lot of redheads there. It's because they're all of Welsh origin.
Yeah,
Celtic
sure.
origin.
That's right. There's Galicia and Asturias, and yeah, that appears to be the case. Yeah.
And there's I mean, culture is the main part of it. It's that, you just have if you have you have to have a majority culture. So again, when anyone that walks around China can see that people are similar in their ways, that all the things that make them, and it's just a culture. It's again, it's something you can't define. It's something you don't.
It is more than that, though, isn't it? It is more than that. If you have a Swedish person who's fully integrated into Chinese way of life and the culture, they're going to stand out like a sore thumb, aren't they? Even though they're doing all of the cultural things and all the cultural.
No, I don't think so. Because again, they'd be accepted by their community. They would be into the cultural ways. And yes, okay, in that one strand of looking like one, that now they're not in that strand. It won't take long for the breeding process to make your bloodstream look like them, but you all I'm saying is that you can't deny just the culture or just the look or just the
I'm not
all the aspects we've said. It's very difficult.
But I'm to the opposite of that. I'm saying it's that I'm not denying that at all. That is absolutely a part of it, but it's not all of it. So there's more than just being culturally homogenous, if you like.
What about?
Yeah, go on.
What about? I'd suggest that you listen to Ian Jury's England's Glory.
What aspect of that?
The lyrics.
Oh, right.
Check out the lyrics, and it's really about culture. On this, from his point of view, yeah.
And it's maybe it's forcing us to have these deep conversations, but again, really, when you boil it down to what Rupert Lowe is certainly trying to say is he's not going that deep yet. He's just saying we want to stop all the illegal immigration. We also want to put a hold on legal immigration. We want to reevaluate what's going on in this country and have another look. It's not saying that, walls are going up, you're all getting boated off and guns are going to be shot at you if you don't move. We've got to realise that yes, it sounds, and it is absolutely terrible that what's going to happen, but it's not that bad. We're not going to be. I hope not. I'm not voting for that kind of an outcome.
Yeah, but Rupert Lowe's angle, although it's being painted by the people who don't like him as being racial, it's not racial at all. His whole angle is cultural. He wants to get back and to restore the traditional English culture and law. Yes. And values. That's what he wants to do. So it's not about race with him at all. Although his detractors would say, "Oh, he's a racist. He just wants to get rid of all brown people." That's not true. That's not true.
That's a little bit more like it.
Yeah.
Listen, guys. Time's pushing on.
Is it? All right.
Yeah, I'm sure we could carry on nattering about this into the wee hours. But,
yes, always. Yeah. What was whose choice was it for comedians?
Yeah, it was mine.
That's right.
I gave you a little teaser last week. Right. So as I said last week, this guy was born in 1924, died in 1992. he was born. His first names were Alfred Hawthorne, and his surname was Hill.
Benny Hill.
And he adopted the name Benny from Jack Benny because he was a fan of him, and so he was always therefore known as Benny Hill. And he who I'm looking forward.
Good choice.
Died in 92. God, blimey, that's a long time.
Yeah. So by today's standards, probably frowned upon by the wokerati these days. Would have been cancelled immediately for his style of humour. But back in the day, I mean, his heyday, I think, was probably in the UK in the 70s. I mean, he was going for quite a while. I think from in the 50s, actually, he had his career was going pretty well. He was voted Television Personality of the Year in 1954. But when he started doing his own shows and developed that whole kind of I don't know what you call it, risque slapstick kind of humour, is when he was at the height of his popularity.
Yeah.
And he was very funny. Time overtook him, and he became eventually in the 80s. His star waned as social attitudes changed. He's probably seen as being degrading to women, and
and I think it got a bit repetitive as well.
Yeah, I think it did. But still, very very funny guy, very very funny. And successfully exported to the United States. He was very popular over there as well. In the
late 70s and the early 80s, I was a very small child, but I do remember all the men in my family liking it. So I do remember as a child finding it very, very funny. And I think the whole tune with him running and the fast forwarding and the kind of jerky movement obviously was appealing to me as a child. But I do remember looking last year or whatever it was, looking up a Benny Hill thing, and I thought, good God, this is stupid. It's not even that funny. So I'm going to say it definitely appealed to small children because the way it was filmed was quite funny. But is it that funny? I don't know.
Some of it is. Some of it still stands the test of time. Some of it hasn't quite. But yeah, he definitely had his moments. It was actually in 1971. He was among the most watched programs in the UK, and he was getting audience views of more than 21 million. And strangely enough, Anthony Burgess, who wrote Clockwork Orange, described Hill in 1990 as a comic genius steeped in the British music hall tradition.
Right.
And in 2006, he was voted by the British public number 17 in the ITV's poll of TV's 50 greatest stars.
Oh, okay.
And of course, he did quite a few films. Magnificent.
Was he married Was he married at all?
I think he was. Yes, I think he. Yeah. Oh, actually,
like someone who liked the female figure that much, he must have been married.
I
times.
think he was. Yeah.
But wasn't all that stuff? It was a bit of a parody of those lecherous old men chasing women around and coming a cropper. So it's not especially sleazy. It's just silly. He's showing himself up or showing the type of person who just run around and chasing women, and then they would chase him, and it would go back and forth. And
I was going to say when you said it was degrading to women, I was going to say actually again it's one of those where it wasn't, because he always got his comeuppance. It was, you were laughing at the pervy man, not really. Yes, everyone liked the boobs and bums on the other side, but it wasn't that. I mean, that was a time of page 3 women, so it was not derogatory in its time.
Yeah, it became considered socially as being degrading. I didn't actually say that was my opinion, but And I think that also that whole thing of him being the lecherous old man chasing women, you got to say that probably was a manifestation of an aspect of his personality. I think it's fair to say. But he never was married.
A lot of comedies deal with that in England. This is another English thing. I always think of the sort of seaside postcard. Those again, when it goes back to what we that kind of is an English thing, isn't it? You know.
Mm.
Yeah. Donald Gill.
Donald Gill. Yeah.
He never married and had no children. Although he had proposed to three women, but none accepted.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, and rumors circulated that he was gay, but he always denied them. And also, even though he was essentially a multimillionaire, he was noted for his frugality. He never owned a house; always preferred to rent. And he'd always buy cheap stuff in the supermarket.
So he wasn't an extravagant famous person then?
No, not at all. Not at all.
So he wasn't doing it for the money kind of thing?
Yeah. And of course he had the group Hill's Angels, which is his group of women who kind of always did whatever it was. The kind of
is that what they were called?
Yeah, Hill's Angels. The scantily clad women who would, always take part in his sketches. And here's an interesting little factoid. The comedy Frasier with Kelsey Grammer. Yeah. The English woman in that, Jane Leeves, who plays the Daphne. Yeah, she used to be a member of Hill's Angels. So yeah, quite a few films he was in. Magnificent Men in Their Flying Machines. Obviously, what's that called? Italian Job.
Oh yes.
Of course, as we have mentioned before. And he also released a few musical singles as well. I mean, who can forget Ernie? The fastest milkman in the West.
Fastest milkman in the West, yeah, of course, yeah.
Which charted, which was a UK Christmas #1 single in 1971.
71.
Ernie. Yeah, that's funny. And he always used to have the short old bald guy. He always used to slap on the head. That was quite funny.
Yes, that's right.
Jackie Wright was his name.
Right.
Oh yeah.
He's known around the world. Americans talk about him. Australians, again, he's gone across the waters as well.
Yeah, it's been exported to over 100 countries apparently, and his success is often attributed to because his humor most of it was so visual, so it's very easy to get. But he always used to do a lot of kind of characters, sort of foreign stereotypical characters. He used to do as well. Sort of playing with language. I remember one sketch he did. He was dressed up as a Chinese guy, and he was getting a lot of gags out of how the Chinese pronounce certain words in English and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I think I remember.
Yeah, another one. He was dressed up as Idi Amin, the dictator of Uganda. He's sitting at a desk, and you have in the old days you'd have the in tray and the out tray on the desk on each corner of the desk. And on one it said Idi Amin, and the other one it said Idi I'm out.
True. Fluent French speaker.
Yeah, he was a Francophile apparently. He did like France. Travelled there quite a lot.
Spoke the language fluently.
Yeah. And apparently, during a British tour in the 1970s, Michael Jackson said that he was a big fan of Benny Hill.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Snoop Dogg, another fan of Benny Hill.
Oh,
Buster Rhymes.
oh, how funny!
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder who had
I'll
to
be-
sign off to make you a Benny's Riders. What were they called? Sorry, the girls.
Hills Angels.
Hills Angels, other way round. Yeah. I wonder who actually chose them.
Oh, I don't know. Probably he did. He was born in Southampton, and that's where he when he died. That's where he was buried.
He's a scummer, right?
Yeah. After he had a mild heart attack on 24th of February 1992, doctors recommended a heart bypass. He declined. A week later, he's found to have kidney failure, refused to undergo dialysis, and he died while watching television, seated in an armchair in his flat in Teddington on 18th of April.
All right.
Yeah. But his body was not found till 2 days later. The official cause of death was coronary thrombosis. Buried at Hollybrook Cemetery near his birthplace in Southampton, 1992.
I'm guessing he lived alone then.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Reminds me of a lot of these other comedians who are quite extrovert in public, but very private and quiet in private, like people like Kenneth Williams. And I mean, it seems that Benny Hill was he didn't really much care for the fame. I think he must have earned a lot of money, I'm sure, but he took these quiet holidays. I know that for sure, and where he wasn't recognised. So, yeah, it just seemed he had a guarded private life. He just wanted to, be intensely private when he was off the stage.
Right.
Hello?
Yeah. Sorry, no, I was just thinking about that. Sorry. Yeah.
I was just looking up some Benny Hill jokes, and he did a good little limerick here. Roses are reddish, violets are bluish. If it weren't for Christmas, we'd all be Jewish.
Yeah.
Never play leapfrog with a unicorn.
Very good advice.
Yeah, live every day as though it's your last, because one day you'll be right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably influenced quite a lot of comedians in his time, I would say. Through his sheer popularity.
I mean, he has been a bit buried now, hasn't he? I think it's a bit unfair as well. I think there's a lot of criticism is a bit unfair.
Yeah.
Well, he's been cancelled.
Man of the times, that's all.
Yeah, he's been posthumously cancelled by the wokerati. That's what it is, because it's so politically incorrect these days.
Yeah.
But he was, he was a major figure in British TV comedy for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, good choice. We'll find out more next week, I dare say.
Yeah. You got time for a few jokes before we go?
Yeah, go on.
I pray before every meal. It's a lot less hassle than washing my hands.
Right.
Okay. I was sent to prison for something I didn't do. I didn't run fast enough.
Yeah.
I was just in the supermarket reaching up for something on the top shelf. A huge box of omega-3 capsules fell on my head. I'm okay, though. It was just a superficial injury.
Right.
Super fish.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Cybersecurity experts can always spot communist hackers. as all their code is typed in lowercase, because they're anti-capitalists.
Oh yeah.
Oh, very good. That's good.
A fortune teller was analysing my palms, and she said, "Oh no, you don't have much time to live." I said, "Stop looking at my hands and help me out of the river." Right, okay. Okay, I'll finish off with this. This is actually something real, okay? This is, you might have seen this. This has been on the internet for years. They have these things, pilots, when they, after their flights, like commercial airline pilots, they have to fill out something called a gripe sheet, which is anything that they think about the plane may need attention or fixing, and they fill out all the things that they want the engineer to look at. They give it to the engineer. The engineer attends to it and then kind of replies to it on the gripe sheet. So, like, such a gauge not working. Engineer says fix the gauge, whatever. Right?
Yeah.
But the engineers have got a really, really good sense of humour, and these are actual real gripe sheets. All right. Pilot, left inside main tyre almost needs replacement. Engineer, almost replaced, left inside main tyre. Pilot, test flight okay, except auto land very rough. Engineer, auto land not installed on this aircraft. Yeah. Pilot, something loose in cockpit. Engineer, something tightened in cockpit. Pilot, dead bugs on windshield. Engineer, live bugs on back order. Pilot, autopilot in altitude hold mode produces a 200 feet per minute descent. Engineer, cannot reproduce problem on the ground.
Good point.
Pilot,
Yeah.
Pilot, evidence of leak on right main landing gear. Engineer, evidence removed.
Yeah.
Pilot, DME volume unbelievably loud. Engineer, DME volume set to a more believable level. Pilot, friction locks cause throttle levers to stick. Engineer, that's what they're there for. Pilot, IFF inoperative. Engineer, IFF always inoperative in OFF mode. Pilot, suspected crack in windshield. Engineer, suspect you're right. Pilot, number 3 engine missing. Engineer, engine found on right wing after brief search. Pilot, aircraft handles funny. Engineer, aircraft warned to straighten up, fly right, and be serious.
Yes. Yeah.
Pilot, target radar hums. Engineer, reprogram target radar with lyrics. Pilot, mouse in cockpit. Engineer, cat installed. And finally, pilot, noise coming from under instrument panel. Sounds like a midget pounding on something with a hammer. Engineer, hammer confiscated from midget.
Very good.
Yeah. And there you go.
Yeah,
Lovely.
there you do.
Yeah.
There you do, indeed. All right, then. Well, have a lovely week. Enjoy the sun while it's still with us.
Yeah, you too. It's very draining, but yes, I will enjoy it.
Yeah, because it'll be gone soon, and we'll be back to 9 months of winter.
Lovely.
Thanks for that cheery parting thought there, Viv.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, that yeah, I know what you mean, but we get 3 or 4 months of summer, so let's enjoy it, even if we're told that we're burning up and we're all going to die and all this and going to melt. I don't know. So let's not worry too much about. Yeah, we can't win.
No. Right.
Yes, I have.
Take it easy, and I'll speak to you next week.
Yeah, indeed. All the best. Yeah.
Come on.